Right, winter's upon us, and bass fishing becomes a little bit tougher for many people, but it's not to say it's not always the case. What you need to do in winter is slow down a bit, go a little bit more finesse. And so I'm going to show you the rig that I am most comfortable fishing in winter. It's a very effective rig. It's been used all around the world, and we fished a tournament this weekend, and if it wasn't for this little drop shot rig, I think we would have really struggled. So let me show you how to tie this rig. It's very, very simple and very easy and very effective. So we normally fish it on a spinning rod, anything from about a 6-pound fluorocarbon up to about a 10-pound fluorocarbon. You can use heavier, but if you're fishing heavier structure, you can go heavier on that. But generally, the lighter line you use, the more finesse you go, the better chances are of getting a bite. So first of all, we select our line, and we're going to find around about 30 to 40 centimeters of what they call free line. This is going to go down to your sinker. So once you've got that sort of 30 centimeters, you can experiment with that. You can make it shorter, you can make it longer, and you're going to make a little loop. And I've chosen circle hooks as my favorite hook to use on drop shot fishing, and the reason for that is that they just tend to hook that fish every time, especially when it's finesse. There's two different ones I use. This is the BKK Mutsu Light. This is a 1.0. It's a very effective hook. And another hook which is a very light gauge is the Hayabusa. The Hayabusa, also circle light, very, very effective, very light gauge, and gives that worm a little bit more movement when it's light. So you want to make a loop in the line, around about 30 centimeters of free line. It's always a mission to get this through. Just put it through the hook is facing upwards. Alright, then what you want to do is make a loop, just like you would tie just a normal granny knot. Right, then the important part now, you've got your loop, is to take that loop and put it over the hook again. Once you've done that, you're going to pull down. You can wet it at this stage, pull it down so that it's tight against there. Right, and then the important part, this line here that you can see here is going to the rod. This line here is going to the sinker. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that line that's going to the sinker, and I'm going to hold the hook upright so that's facing the top, and I'm going to put the line that's going to the sinker back through the top here and pull it down. What that does is it ensures that hook is always upright. It's no good fishing with that hook upside down. It's always got to be upright. So there we have it. And then basically these little drop shot sinkers, they're available just like this. You just put that little line in there, and so as I was saying, pull that up onto there. So you don't tie this on, you just pull it on there. That little clip there holds that sinker in place, or should do. Would work well if I put my glasses on and I could see what I was doing. Yeah, pull it up into there so it's nice and tight. There we go. And what that does is it just, if the sinker is going to get stuck, then you're going to be able to pull it off and not lose your fish. So there we have it. That's the rig. You can see there, basically up to the top, down, around about 30 centimeters. And then the type of baits you can use on the weekend. I caught most of my fish on this here, which is the trick fin, which is a finesse worm. And basically fishing it, this is quite big. You can go with smaller, and basically fishing it on a wacky rig. So I was just fishing it basically like that. Throw that out. You can feel the double weight as you start lifting that off the bottom. You'll feel the weight of that, and you can feel that sinker will drag on the bottom. So you want to keep it just above the bottom. So that's one thing you can use. You can use just about anything on a drop shot rig. Things that are really good on drop shot rigs are the yum baits. This yum sonar minnow, I use that quite a bit on a drop shot rig. Basically the same thing. We just hook it through the nose. I need to get my glasses. That's basically it. So you're fishing it just like that. So that thing is bouncing around on the bottom, twitching, twitching, twitching. And yeah, other things, just a normal stick type bait. That's your stumpies through 3.75, 5-inch will work nicely. You want something that's got a bit of movement, you know. So the other thing I use is just a standard tiddler. The other thing that I caught well on the weekend was this little tiddler, and that's this little 4-inch tiddler, again just used on the little drop shot like that. And then little creature baits, all these little creature baits. This is another one that works well, is the Helgramite. Let's show you what that looks like. There you go, yum Helgramite. That on there, just rigged on there, so lifelike. Twitch, twitch, off it goes. Beautiful, beautiful bait. That's it, that's the drop shot rig. Very, very good in winter time. If you don't have it in your arsenal in winter time, you're not going to do very well. You'll catch fish, but this really, really catches well. Excellent style of fishing, and it's fished very slowly. You don't have to rush. In winter time you want to slow right down, you want to throw it out, you don't have to drop it straight down. A lot of people say the drop shot, you just drop straight down and then fish on the bottom. You can cast it at an angle. Obviously the more of an angle you create, that sink is going to be sort of further away and you're not going to get it straight up. If you're going straight off the bottom, it is better, but even in that angle, sort of like 45-degree angle, you're going to get good nice action with that worm. That's it. The drop shot rig, perfect for winter fishing.